Oh, hey there. Sorry I'm late. I was taking a massive dump. Playing Telltale Batman, Episode 2, Children of Arkham. What's up, folks? My name is Barrett Courtney, and today I'm here to review Telltale Batman Episode 2, Children of Arkham, which just came out last week. It's the second part of a 5-part Telltale series where they dive deep into the mythos of the Dark Knight. Now, you may be wondering where my Episode 1 video review is for Telltale Batman. I didn't do an Episode 1 video review. I did a written review if you want to check that out on our blog page. See what my thoughts are on Episode 1, then come back to this video, or just stay here. I don't know, just do whatever the fuck you want. Anyway, Telltale Batman, Episode 2, Children of Arkham. We're going to do a quick recap of events, just so I can share with you guys, like, what decisions I made and how that played out. So here's your full spoiler warning for Episode 2, Children of Arkham. So if you haven't played it, I suggest going, checking it out, and then come back here. If you don't care about spoilers and you're a monster or something, just stay here. I don't know, just do whatever the fuck you want. So to recap the Episode 2, it starts off with us finding out that Thomas and Martha Wayne were once gangsters and worked with shady people like Mayor Hill and Falcone and helped run the city with those two people. And so it starts off with Bruce in Crime Alley, and he's all sad, and Alfred's like, yeah, they were shady people, and I was about to leave the Wayne family, but then they died. And Bruce is really sad, and he's like, oh man, this really sucks. And then he walks throughout Crime Alley, and then somehow just by a miracle fucking remembers that Thomas and Martha's deaths weren't a fucking, like, just random crime, that it was this schemed thing, and someone did plan to have them murdered and whatnot. So that happened. So then Bruce goes to the hospital and talks to Falcone. He's like, tell me my daddy wasn't a bad guy. And then Falcone's like, your daddy was a bad guy. Oh, a cop fucking shoots Falcone because the cop was on drugs that took away her sense of morality. That's the dumbest drug in all of history. Why don't just do a fucking mind control drug? Like, come on. So then fucking Bruce, for some reason, in the interrogation room for the cop who shot Falcone, and they're trying to figure out why she did it. And they leave Bruce and the cop alone, which, you know, is a great fucking idea. Bruce is trying to figure stuff out, and then he sees like an injection in the side of her neck, and he's like, oh, okay, well, I guess you were drugged. And he sort of puts together that she was drugged by Oswald Cobblepot, which we found out in the last episode, that, you know, he's come back to Gotham and he's starting this revolution or something. And so Bruce confronts Cobblepot as Batman. He's like, you're doing bad things. And Oswald Cobblepot's like, I know, but it's a revolution. And at one point, Cobblepot's like, oh, we need to take out Catwoman because she fucked up on something that you really fucked up on in the last episode. And halfway through that scene, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And so then you go on this date with Selina Kyle to warn her about Cobblepot, and she's like, oh wait, I know way more about Cobblepot than you, even though you have a fucking crime database and should be able to know all of these things about Cobblepot, especially since he's your childhood fucking friend. So then they fight a bunch of Cobblepot's cronies, and then they almost kiss. I decided to make Bruce almost kiss Selina, and then she was like, no, we wait until marriage. And then Bruce decides to go talk to Mayor Hill, I think, because he knows Hill is helping Cobblepot out or in some way. And so you decide to go to Hill either as Bruce or Batman. I decided to go as Bruce because I think Batman's reputation as like a good character is more important than Bruce's sort of character in Gotham, right? And so you go to Hill, and Hill's like, your dad was a bad guy. And then Bruce was like, I know. And they're threatening each other and whatnot. And then Bruce leaves and decides that the debate between Mayor Hill and Harvey Dent was at danger for some reason. Is that a thing? I didn't know mayoral debates were a thing. And then you're in a car and you're on the way to the debate and you're in this heated conversation with Harvey Dent. He's like, yo, I need to trash you in public, but I still need your money. And I don't even remember what decisions I made there, because I was like, what the fuck is going on in this conversation? And then Batman and Catwoman show up at the debate and they're like, we need to protect people. Then they figure out that Penguin's already infiltrated and all these cops are fucking dead. Then fucking Penguin comes on, he's like, I'm gonna kill people and I'm gonna make these 2 mayor nominees shoot them in with the injection of whatever the cop had to take away their moral sensibility. And then I'm gonna have someone else ask the questions because that was important for some reason. And then Penguin's like, but I'm not even the main bad guy. And then a video pops up of like this pumpkin head looking motherfucker, and he's like, we are the children of Arkham. Sound a little bit like the Arkham Knight. He's like, we are the children of Arkham and we are here and blah 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 blah. So he's on video, and then he shows fucking Thomas Wayne, a scientist at Arkham, and torturing people at Arkham. At one point you decide you're in a kerfuffle, right? You're fighting all the fucking Penguin's guys, and then at one point you have to decide to either save Harvey or save Selina. And I chose to save Selina because I knew exactly what they were going to do with Harvey if I didn't save Harvey. And lo and behold, he turned into Two-Face, so fucking knew that shit was going to happen. And probably, even if I chose to save Harvey, he probably would still turn into Two-Face somehow. No idea how, but it would probably happen. Or maybe Selina turns into Two-Face, because apparently Telltale just doesn't give a fuck about what happens in this Batman story. So, enough of the recap, let's talk about my feelings here. They don't differ much from the first episode. Again, if you want to read that, or if not, I'll just tell you here. I feel like a lot of these plot points that they're showing in Batman, and all these crazy reveals that they're showing in Batman, like Bruce and Oswald Cobblepot were friends when they were kids, and Thomas and Martha Wayne were shady fucking people before they were killed and whatnot. I feel like these things are happening for no reason whatsoever, other than to make the player say, whoa! But then you think about it for a minute, and then you think to yourself, but what does that do to further the story? Because think about it. We know that Bruce and Oswald were childhood friends and whatnot. How would the story be any different if they weren't childhood friends? Now, I know you could make the argument a little more for the Thomas and Martha Wayne situation, where they're actually shady people, and that actually is pulling into the main story a lot, so I can understand that argument, but that twist still pisses me off, you know? That sort of ruins the whole, like, he wants to make his parents proud. That's sort of why he becomes Batman, right? To sort of make them shady people. It's like, then what's the point of being Batman if you have no one to make proud? Right? Their murder isn't a random crime, which is sort of the whole point of Batman, that he wants to fight the randomness of crime and evilness, right? And then they totally dumbed that down, like, no, it was like a fucking planned thing. And you find out at the end, I guess, that Hill was the one who ordered the hit, and he said that for like no fucking reason. And so I'm at a loss for words right now, because I feel like there are cool moments in both of these episodes where I'm like, oh shit, like I really have to think about like how I'm gonna play this out, right? I am really in love with, like, before taking down a room of guys, of like being able to pinpoint, like, I want to do this way and then do that way and whatnot, and then be able to play the entire sequence. I think that's cool. I think that's actually how Batman would do shit. And then the whole choice making aspect is really cool, even though I did not give a shit about a lot of the second episode at the end where you're trying to decide like Selina or Harvey. That was a moment where I actually had to pause the game and think about, like, fuck, who do I want to save? Because those characters mean something more to me outside of this game, and I think that's the main problem for the Telltale Batman series, is that they're trying to make people rely on their feelings toward these characters outside of the game itself. They're hoping that these people who are playing this game are going to be people who have fucking a shitload of Batman comics on their fucking thing and know about these characters already, but they're not setting them up well within the game itself. So I imagine if you're not a huge Batman fan and you play this, you're probably like, why the fuck should I give a shit about any of these characters? So I think that's sort of my main struggle with the series so far. And then one of the other things I was thinking about, and this is just a minor thing, is, and I know I said I love the whole mapping out of like, oh, I'm gonna take down this guy this way and this guy this way and this guy this way. It's not that much different from the detective mode in Batman Arkham games, where you sort of walk over somewhere, you hold down a button for a little bit, and then Batman tells you, oh, this is how this connects, and you didn't really do any investigative work on your own. The game did not make you, the player, think at all, and I think that's a lot of the trouble I have with Telltale Batman as well, and why I'm confused about, like, sort of praise it gets on the investigative parts is, like, it's the same thing. You walk over, you hold a button, and then Batman tells you, this connects with this because of some other element that you did not know about for some reason. And so that is sort of my problem, is that it's not bad, it's just I've seen it before. The game so far, episode 1 and episode 2, have their moments, but I feel like they're dumbing the moments down and not making the moments shine as bright as they could because of weird story elements that feel forced and are in there just to have a shock factor, and then gameplay elements that are cool at times, but So, my thoughts in general on the Batman Telltale Episode 2, Children of Arkham, mainly boil down to, there are cool moments, yes, but they don't know how to connect to those moments well. It sort of reminds me a little bit of a movie that came out earlier this year. And again, who the fuck is the Pumpkinhead dude? They showed him, and I was expecting him to be like, I'm Scarecrow, and I would have been like, oh, that's cool, that would be an interesting design for Scarecrow, but they never really fucking, like, explain it. They never explain it. He's like, yo, I'm a dude in Children of Arkham, and with all of my feelings explained for Batman Telltale Episode 2, Arkham of Children, whatever the fuck it's called, here is my final score for Episode 2.
We said meh. M-E-H. Meh.
So it's the same overall feeling I have for episode 1, and I'm sort of realizing this as I'm filming this right now, that if I have the same feelings about episode 3, 4, and 5, I might not do video reviews or any sort of reviews for these episodes, just because if I have the same general feeling for everything, I don't want to do a fucking review that says the same shit over and over and over again. So that should give you my overall feelings if I don't even want to possibly do future reviews for this series. So those are my general overall thoughts on Batman Telltale Episode 2, Children of Arkham. What do you think of it? You can leave your thoughts in the comments below, or tweet them at me at BanandlerChong, so we can have an open discussion, agree and disagree, why we liked it, why we didn't like it, have an open dialogue about that, because, you know, that's why I do this, so I can have an open discussion with you fucking nerds out there, like me, about the nerdy things that we love. So thank you so much for joining me today for my review of Batman Telltale Episode 2, Children of Children. I hope to see you guys for my next video review, but until then, have a great day full of all things Batman related. Thank you.